Hello everybody, this is Minecraft here, and in today's video I'm streaming City Skylines, as you can see up on the screen right now. Now, I'm just gonna say real quick what City Skylines is for some of the people who actually don't know what this game is, and it's basically a city builder, much like SimCity, although in my opinion it's much better than SimCity. I've been playing I've been playing City Skylines for quite some time now. I've actually have about, let's see, I think I have around 80 or so hours on my, according to my Steam account, I have played the game for 80 or so hours. I've never actually made any videos about City Skylines, although I have been planning to make some videos for some time now, so I decided to start streaming episodes of a City Skylines Let's Play, and at first I was thinking about continuing my current city, because in City Skylines I currently have a city which has a population of I think around 150,000 people, which is it is quite a bit for a game like City Skylines, where population is a bit scaled down. But anyway, since I don't want to jump into a city that I have been playing for a long time already, I'm actually going to start a new city, and the best way that I thought to do that was to go ahead and start streaming. So first, to do that, I'm thinking that I'm going to have to create a custom map for my city, because the city that I'm making requires to have pretty much a completely flat map, and I want to allocate all of my resources and all of my plumbing sources so that they would be very efficient in terms of how I want them to look like. So let's go ahead to the map editor, and let's go ahead and make a new map. So let's see. I was thinking I'm probably most likely just going to go ahead and go with temperate, because my current city that I have, the largest city that I currently have, is actually in European. I don't really like this theme of European, because the European theme, the buildings don't really get as high, and you don't really get that nice feeling of a type of a downtown feel. So one thing that I forgot to do is I actually enabled the 25 spaces can unlock the full map mod, which is basically a mod that allows you to have the full area of the map. Usually you only have 9 tiles, which are these little square areas which you can build on, but because I want my map to have 25 spaces, I downloaded and installed this mod which allows you to have 25 spaces. In addition to that, I think I'm going to unlock all of the progression milestones, and that's just to make sure that I'm going to have access to all of the different buildings and roads that would usually get unlocked further into the game. So anyway, let's go ahead and create a new map. And like I said before, I'm not really much of a fan of the European map theme, so I'm going to go ahead and create a temperate map. So let's just wait till that loads in. I'm not really sure how much lag there is. If there is anyone watching, could they please tell me what kind of, if it lags or anything, because I'm not really sure what kind of quality I'm recording at. Well, I know what quality I'm recording at, I'm just not sure if it's lagging or not. So anyway, so as you can see, here's the map editor right over here. So let me just explain to you real quick what the various tiles are. So like I said, I downloaded and installed the 25 map tile mod, and that basically allows you to unlock all of the tiles that you can currently see. So basically this is the whole map inside these boundaries, and this around here is just for aesthetic purposes. However, the tile that you start out on is the centermost tile, and you can buy tiles around it, and at first you can start out when you can buy the tile up here, the tile left to your current tile, and the tile down, and the tile right. And it only allows you to purchase about this much. I actually don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but it allows you to purchase pretty much only the tile on top. It only allows you to purchase 9 of the tiles around here. And I really do not know if you can see my cursor, mouse cursor or not, but I'm currently showing which area. However, I installed the mod, which will allow me to unlock all of the tiles. And the reason is because I actually want to create a type of, I want to create a rural type of landscape where I have many tiny rural villages, and I'm going to have rail lines collecting all of them with, connecting all of them. I'm going to have bus lines connecting all of them, as well as small roads connecting them. So the first order of business will to actually be connecting a freeway where we need to connect the freeway, and actually, whoa, airplane path. Yeah, actually, so basically, what happened is that a new DLC was actually added to the game recently, so I think there was a transportation overhaul to the game made. So let's see, it looks like we have to make an airplane path, just, well, let's just make one just in case. Just, if we need one, we could just, make an airplane path if we ever need an airport, which I think we are going to have an airport. Although I really don't know how the airport paths work, though, so I really don't know. I have been playing the game for quite a while now, like I said before, but I really don't know what these airplane paths are, and can I actually not have any airplane paths at all, or I really don't know. Well, let's just place them around anyway, just in case, because we can't go back and place them later. So anyways, the first order of business would be to connect the city with a freeway connection, and I was thinking about having a freeway go from right here to the right over here. So let's just go ahead and oh, and I think this green out arrow denotes an entrance, an entrance and exit, which would be the airline path that I have right over here. So let's go ahead and connect that with a road that's going to be going. It's probably not going to be very straight, but I'm going to try to make it as straight as I possibly can. So let's plop that down right over here. Nice. As we can see, there's an exit. And let's just go ahead and create another road that just is going to go in the opposite direction right over here. And let's attempt to put it as close as we can possibly to this one. There we go. Nice. So as you can see, we now have an exit and an entrance to our city. Well, not city, but soon to be city. So this is going to be basically my road connections. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have, actually, I should have probably done this before, because I'm going to need a water stream. So I'm probably going to have to dismantle my roads here, because I'm going to place a large river that's going to go right in the center of the main plot. And to do that, we're going to first have to go ahead and create a type of a groove inside the... so we're going to have to go underground. So let's see, slope tool. I kind of forgot how to use this, actually, to be honest. So let's see. Oh no, I don't need that. So yeah, let's go ahead and undo the terrain modification. Oh yes, this is how we do it. So we're gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna create a large brush and increase the brush size. So this is approximately how big our river is going to be. It's going to be about this big. So as you can see, we can basically go under, we can modify the terrain to go underground, and this is just going to be where a river goes. Now, I'm not the best at doing terrain modifications, and I'm not really that great at creating realistic maps and realistic terrains. However, I don't really think, I don't think I really need that to be that realistic. I'm just going to have it look kind of artificial, because I don't really want to spend much time on it. So I'm actually right now I'm clicking the right click button, because if I was to left click, this would happen. I would just go up, but instead we have to go down. So that's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to have is right now I'm going to have to flood this whole thing with water and create water currents. So that's going to be a bit difficult. So let's see. Well, we're going to handle, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to allocate the various natural resources available on the map, and I'm planning to have quite a bit of it. So let's see, move sea level. I don't really know. How can we actually create water flows? Okay, let's see. Import height map, terrain, let's see, move sea level, ground resources, forest resources, roads, environment, map settings, Start tile. Oh, we can actually allocate a different tile to be the start tile. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. So in addition to that, we can also actually create... we can create a snapshot tool, which will basically create a snapshot of the map, and then when anyone who will be starting this map will see the snapshot of the map, so it'll be easier to distinguish one map from the other. So, let's see. Wildlife sand, wildlife spawn point, fallen tree, fallen tree. Oh, these are just the different things used for aesthetics. We can make a little Stonehenge in here if we lay down these ancient standing stones. We can make a little castle, some castle ruins, some castle walls, an abandoned lighthouse, and of course all of this is abandoned because none of this is actually built. Abandoned car, shipwreck, and of course I was thinking about actually what I think I'm actually going to do is I think that I'm not really going to include any of these abandoned structures, just because I really don't think that I don't really want to spend the time on it, and I don't really think that it's really necessary to do all that. And in addition to that, I don't really think that it's gonna add a lot of things to the gameplay, and I like having technical gameplays instead of trying to make it look good. Of course, I do want some level of... Oh, wow, how did that happen? So apparently, if I created this thing right here, it actually already created the water flow for me. Whoa, but I did not even put a water source here. Well, that's kind of weird. So anyway, let's just wait till all this flows in. And the reason why it's so important to have flowing water is because if we don't have floating water, what's going to happen is we're going to run out of water pretty quickly, because there's not going to be any new water flowing in to supply the city with water, because if you have just a random lake or some kind of other structure filled with water, like for example if I make a pond or something and try to get water from that, it's going to work for some time, but eventually the water is going to disappear and it's going to drain the whole pond. So it's very important to have some kind of renewable water, and as you can see, the water is flowing this way, and we can confirm that by looking right here. And as you can see, we have these lines right over here which show the flow of the water, and as the water flows we can see them kind of springing up real quick. So that was a relief, because I did not actually know exactly how to position the ditch to make it fill with water, but apparently it looks like if I actually kind of take a ditch, and if I create a ditch from one side of the map to the other, then it's just kind of flowing. Oh, well, that's not good. So it seems as if there's two currents mixing. That's not really good, because I feel like what's going to happen is when the currents are going to mix right here, there might cause over flooding. So that's not really going to be good. So let's see what's going to happen. So currently I am at the fastest time acceleration, so you can see exactly how these water currents are going to flow together. So hopefully they're not going to flood over, but I do kind of have a feeling that they are, so let's see. Well, okay. Yeah, that's not really good. So as you can see, they're kind of going up here, so I really don't know if this is going to continue all this flooding over here, so that's not really that good. I don't know if this is going to cause flooding in every one of these regions. As you can see, it's not really that bad, but let's see, we might be able to, can we place some sorts of, let's see. Can we place some sort of a flood barrier or a flood wall to make sure that it doesn't overflood? Oh, well, I guess I'm just going to have to do all of that later, so it seems as if though it is really up to the highest that it can go, but currently it doesn't seem like it's overflooding too badly. As you can see, it's kind of getting really close to overflooding, but not quite yet. So, and as you can see, it also spraying around over there. So let's see, which direction do we have the water flow now? Okay, so it looks like we don't really have a very strong water flow, so that's not really good. And that means that that means that we're going to have to, I don't really know how we're gonna, so it looks like right here there's a pretty strong water flow here because we have the water flowing in from right here, but it goes and it becomes weaker and weaker, and as you can see, the smaller the little triangles are, the weaker the water current is, and it becomes weaker, weaker, and weaker here until right in the center of the tile there's barely any water currents at all, but they're still for some reason overpowering this way. And if we go that way, we can see that the water currents gets reversed. Oh, actually right here there's no water current at all except on these sides, and then as you can see, when we get closer to the side of the map, the water current gets reversed and then it goes that way. So I was thinking about how to make our draining system into which body of water it's actually going to drain into. So I was thinking, because that's going to be an issue, because if we have a river like this, then it's going to create issues in drainage, because oh wow, we're getting quite a bit of flooding here, so it's not good. Because I was thinking, if we're gonna have, so let's see, maybe we could lower the water capacity. I really don't know what's gonna happen. So, what if we reset the water to sea level? Okay, so it looks like we have that, let's just put the water capacity back to 0.5, just in case. So like I said before, we might have issues with drainage, because that way we might have the river. So how are we going to do it so that if the water currents are mixing over here, how are we going to be able to drain? How are we going to be able to put drainers? Because, I mean, and by drainers, I mean, in City Skylines, you need water pumping stations, which take water from a body of water, and what it does is it basically kind of drains the river. It sucks in the water from the river, and if the water currents are not fast enough, it can quickly drain the river, so that's not very good. And in addition to that, in City Skylines, you must also drain your water. Well, not drain your water, but you must drain your waste, and that's going to create pollution, and we have to make sure to put it so that it does not interfere with the water pump. So the only way I see it is if we put some type of water pumping system over here and a draining system over here, and even then they're still probably going to mix because of the water current. So, and to fix that problem, I was thinking I might try to go ahead and create another body of water that comes in somewhere from over here. So let's go ahead and modify the terrain once more. So as we can see, the water is already entering, so let's go ahead and put that right over here. And then let's just create a large enclosement area into which the water is going to flow inside. And I don't really know if it's going to overflood here, hopefully not, but I don't want it mixing with the water currents from the other river. So we're going to have this little lake here, which is going to be supplied by the water coming in from over here. So hopefully we're going to have access to good water. And let me just extend this just a smidgen bitch right over here, just so I can access it from my home tile right over here. So let's just make it kind of look realistic and a little rugged here. Let's just expand it right over here. So all of this is just going to be my water storage area from which I can gather water, and I think hopefully if this does not overflow, I'm not going to need to require any water systems anymore. So as you can see, it's nice, it's flowing in, it's currently not overflooding too badly. And let's see what's going to happen over here, because what I'm worried about is if the water keeps on flowing out from over here, it's going to fill up this whole basin over here, and then eventually, when it's going to get filled up, the water currents are still going to keep on coming, and maybe they're going to start pushing the water outside of the basin, so that might be an issue. So let's see how that's going to happen. So currently it's flooding in very, very nicely. Let's see how this is going to work. I'm not really the best, like I said before, I'm not really the best at terrain modification. I'm not a very great terrain modifier in City Skylines. I know some people are. Some people are able to modify maps very, very efficiently, and it's really amazing how they're able to do that, because some people were actually able to even modify a map to make a representation of Los Santos. So someone made Los Santos in City Skylines, so that's very, very interesting. So as you can see, the water's currently filling in the basin, and hopefully it's not going to completely overflood it. You can already see somewhat the water level rising a bit. As you can see, there's these little lines over here, and it looks like it's kind of rising a bit and then falling. And that's really good because we really don't want it to overflood the whole thing. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this river for all of my drainage needs. So I'm going to drain all of my water, not my water, but I'm going to be draining all of my all of my waste into this river right here. And I'm going to be getting water from this river right over here. And hopefully when I unlock more tiles, I'm going to be able to put some water pumps closer to the source, because even such a large basin might get drained pretty quickly, considering that it's actually kind of shallow if you think about it. Even though it's not really, even though it's a pretty large basin, it's still very shallow, so we'll have to look out for that. So anyway, after that, I'm just going to go ahead and connect the freeway right over here. And like I said before, the reason that I broke all of the, well, didn't break, the reason why I deconstructed my freeway connection right over here, because I remembered that I'm going to have to put a river through the center of the map. So anyway, let's go ahead and set the freeway right over here. Yup, that looks pretty straight, and we're gonna have a nice bridge right over here connecting all of that. And I really like how close the two freeways are. They're so close you can barely even see the grass in between them, which is really nice, and that helps to conserve space and everything. And yes, of course, it has become a problem right when I said it. So apparently the roads are too close, and that is causing them to not be able to properly go into this bridge. And I was thinking, so I think a solution might be if I'm going to go ahead and go underground. So let's see. Oh wow, I can't even go underground. So apparently, whoa, I just learned something new about City Skylines. At first I thought that I knew everything about City Skylines, but it looks like I don't, because apparently you cannot lead highways underground by using the terrain editor, or whatever it's called. So let me go ahead and so okay, I wanted to just kinda turn just a little bit, but I don't really want it to turn that much, so that's a bit unfortunate. So let's go ahead and turn it just a bit right over here. So anyway, let's go ahead and set it right over here. So it's just gonna go like this, and then after that, let's just have it connect like right over here. And yeah, that looks pretty nice, although it's not really the best. Especially, sorry to anyone who has OCD, because I don't have OCD, but even this kind of bothers me a little bit. I would really, really like it to be a bit more symmetrical than this, and just how it kind of branches off. But anyway, it still kind of looks nice and organic. So anyway, so how's my pond doing? So it looks like it's not overflooding too much. We can still see some water flooding it in, but it looks like it's handling it pretty nicely, and I'm actually worried more about it being drained faster than it actually overflowing. So anyways, I think that the last thing that we're gonna do is we're going to set a ship line. So we're gonna set a ship line from right over here to go ahead and it's gonna go right over here. So let's see. Wait, what do you mean water required? It is currently on water. I don't really understand what this what it's trying to say by this. So okay, let's see. So seems like it's working as of now. Okay, there we go. So it looks like it kind of does not want to go any further than this. Let's go ahead and connect it right over here. Water required. But that's weird. So let's see, maybe we might put it down right over here. Maybe we might connect it. Maybe we might also be able to keep on putting it like so. So let's see. Okay, there we go. That works. And and then let's connect it so that it would go back out right over here. And just in case if we need to, let's just go ahead and create a little a water route somewhere like over here or something. That's gonna cross like this. Let's see. So just have it connect right over here. Let's have it connect right over here, just in case if we have some cargo terminals or some passenger ship terminals right over here. And we can see the water flow goes like this, so the ships might have a difficult time going against the water flow, but I'm sure they're going to handle it. They're pretty modern ships. They're powered by coal or something, I don't know, or whatever. Anyway, so let's just set this over here, and we'll just have it branch off right here. And it's weird how it's glitching, because I'm putting it on water, and it's still kind of saying water required, like there's no water. I think that it might be a glitch just because, I think it might not be a glitch, it's just that the water current is not, the water current might be too strong for it, so let's see. Okay, so that's kind of working as of now. Oh, there we go, so let's go ahead and, yep. So there we go, here's an exit and an entrance, which is enters right over here. We might put some ports right over here. Here it can exit and enter as well. Right here we got our plane lines coming in and coming out. And the last thing that we need is to put a train track line that's going to go along the river right over here, which is going to enter and exit from right here. So right here we have our airlines going. Right here we have our boat lines going. And right here we're going to have our oh, let me just set it to straight. And right here we're going to have our rail lines as well. So, oh yeah, and let's go ahead and create a little bridge right over here, because obviously we have to have it to be able to go through it. So let's see. Okay, we might be able to set it a bit like this. So let's see. Might we be able to stretch it a bit? Okay, that might be a stretch. So let's see. Yeah, unfortunately we're gonna have to construct it like right here, and then set it right over here. So let's see, we might be able to stretch it a bit farther. So okay, there we go, nice. Let's just set it the closest as we absolutely can. Then let's just try to set it back to ground level as close as it will go, just slightly till it's going to go ahead and give us the green light. Here we go. Let's connect it like this. And then from right here, I'm just going to go ahead and connect it so that it's going to go out of the city right over here. So there we go. Here's our cargo train line. And it looks like our map is complete. It's not... Oh, actually, no, it's not complete. I forgot one thing. The one last thing that we need to do is we need to allocate where our natural resources are going to be. So I'm going to have to go ahead and decrease the brush size. And let's see. Interesting. So we might use these different brushes, which are just going to brush it on naturally, or we can just use this large brush to brush it on. So what I think I'm going to do is since there's 3 different natural resources available. Oh, there's also trees available as well, I think. So yes, there's technically 4 natural resources because we can also set trees. So on one side, on this corner of the map, I'm going to put ores. Then on this side of the map, I'm going to put oil. Then on the bottom right-hand side of the map, I'm going to put fertile soil. And then on this side of the map, I'm going to put trees. So let's go ahead and put some ore around here. So let me go ahead and just kind of make a little ore area right over here. So that's just going to supply our industry with the necessary metals required for their industries. So this is going to be my area, which is going to incorporate ore into it. And let me just go ahead and let's see. Oh, that's kind of weird. It doesn't really... I thought I was going to create a more natural, organic type of look. But anyway, so it looks like our ore is properly deposited. I really don't know if it is possible to find ore in such large concentrations in real life, but here it is. I'm not going to give myself too much. So let me go ahead and put some oil over here. So I'm going to have some oil industry right over here. So hopefully we're going to be able to colonize this area and take all of this away from the rebel fighters to gain the oil from the local population here. We have to go ahead and create a democracy in this tile over here because obviously they have oil, so we must go ahead and invade their land and create democracy, so-called democracy in their land. So anyway, so let's go ahead and create some fertile land right over here. Let's just go ahead like this. And it doesn't really matter if it goes outside right here because we're not going to be able to use it anyway. Because even though we have the 25 tile mod, we're not going to be able to unlock anything farther than this line over here. So let me just brush it on real quick right over here. So that's going to be our farming tile right over here. And of course I'm going to need good transportation to connect all of these areas because I'm going to have to connect all of them. So, and then this area right here is going to probably be an area where I'm going to have forest industry. So let's see. Small beech, which is beech grows on a wide range of soil types provided they're not waterlogged. The tree canopy casts dense shade and carpets the ground with dense leaf litter. Small bush, oaks are keystone. Semi to subtropical rainforests, tree with leaves. Okay, so I think we're just gonna have a generic, we're just gonna have some generic leaves. So let's see, how dense can we actually have them go? Because these don't really look that dense, so let's see. Maybe we might get these. Oh yes, I think these are much better, so let's go ahead and fill this all up with trees. So there's gonna be lots and lots of trees on this tile right over here. Let's go ahead and kind of sloppily draw them on, and wow, this is going to be quite a nice forest, isn't going to be? I'm not really a fan of placing trees around for aesthetics because I really don't think that it's really needed that much. So let's go ahead and put some more trees right over here, and wow, they're popping up so quickly. Much faster than they actually grow in real life, quite obviously. We'll just draw them on right over here, and as you can see, we have all of our natural resources in all of these regions. And some may say that I have put too much natural resources for myself, but on the other hand, if you think about it, it's really not that much because most maps have the same amount of natural resources. They're just a bit more scattered than I place them right over here, than I just actually place them. So I think that we need to go ahead and expand some of the oil that's contained here. So let's go ahead and actually no, I think this is ore, yeah. So let's go ahead and expand some of the ore contained right over here. So let's just line this right over here, and there we go. Nice. So this is my map, and soon I'm going to go ahead and save this map because it is pretty much complete now. Let's go ahead and look at our natural resources. So we have some ore right over here. We have some trees right over here. Extremely dense trees, denser than what I have ever seen on a conventional map. And we have some very, very nice fertile land right over here, and we have some oil right over here. So that's really nice. And it's weird how there's just these little splotches right here. So let me look at the wind. So it looks like there's a lot of wind everywhere, pretty much. Oh, except of the forest. Well, it's pretty obvious. It looks like the forest really blocks out the wind. So let's see. The terrain heights are pretty much the same level everywhere. Well, except for right over here where they are in the rivers and in the ponds and everything. And let's see, our outside connections are using boats, so some boats right here, some airlines right over here, all connecting at this central point over here. I don't know why, but I'm just going to place airport anywhere. I'm not really sure if an airport needs to be right exactly around these airline areas. I think if you place an airport here, the plane's just going to fly somewhere right over here and just enter this airline here, so I'm not really sure what's that for. I just like having airlines coming in from all of the 4 sides, if that's possible. So I have a train line going in and out of right here and down here, and a road going from right here to over here. So my map looks pretty much completed. If you actually want a download of this map, I might upload it to Mediafire or something, and I might, if you guys want a link to my to this map, then you could just go ahead and if you leave a comment down in the description asking me for this map, I could possibly take the map from my files, then upload it to Mediafire or something, and then you could just press a link to download this map if you want to play this map. But this map kind of took me not too long to build. It's pretty much a generic map, and I don't think it takes that much effort to build because, as you saw, I kind of built it very quickly. Probably could have built it faster, but I took some time to make sure that everything is correct. So anyway, I'm just going to talk about my further plans for this Let's Play and what kind of things I'm planning for this Let's Play. And the reason why I put all of my ores and everything so far out is because I'm planning this to be type of a rural landscape, and by that I mean I'm going to have a large central city somewhere right over here. I think I'm gonna have a large central city right over here, which is going to have a ring road that goes outside. Hopefully the city is going to contain about 25 to 50,000 people. And then I'm going to have some roads branching out in all of the directions, which are going to go to these different small villages, which are going to be scattered all over the map. I'm going to have some small cities scattered in other areas, and I'm going to have rail lines going in every direction out of the central city. I'm going to have a huge central transportation hub somewhere in the center right over here. This is going to become a type of a city freeway. I'm going to have some more freeways come out this way, somewhere up. So I'm going to have some freeways go out to all of these areas, far out areas. I'm also going to have some very small villages in the very far out corners, like somewhere over here. I'm probably going to have very small villages here or something like that. So let's go ahead and finish the map. So let's go ahead and take a snapshot too. So let's see. So this is probably going to be my snapshot. This pretty much explains the whole map. So let's go ahead and let's see, can we go any closer? No, let's just, yep. So we took a photo of that, so now it's going to save it as that photo that we just took, that screenshot. So let's go ahead and slow down time once more. And let's go ahead and save this map now. So let's look at the birdie, and we have all of the recommended and all of the requirements completed. So we can go ahead and save this map. So let's call it rural country map. There we go. I thought about making it rural country map or something like that with all natural resources. And another thing you have to do is you have to make sure to press this or press this little circle here, which is going to publish the map in the new game panel. If you don't press this, then what's going to happen is you're not actually going to be able to play this map using, you're not going to be able to launch a game using this map. So this is pretty much a requirement if you want to play this map on in a Let's Play, or like if you want to play this map by building a city in it. And you can actually save it right here. All these maps are saved so you can further modify them. So when you save the map here, it basically saves it for further modifications in the terrain editor. But if you want the map to also show up in the new game panel where you can actually build a city using it, you must press this little you must X this little box or circle here, or whatever it's called. And right here it has this little just interface which shows what kind of requirements and what kind of recommended I have completed. And the map name, actually, the map name is going to, this is what's going to show up in the new game panel. But this right here is just going to show up in the terrain editor panel. So it's most important that I have the map name right here. So let's name it the same way, rural country map. And that's not bad because both of them can be named the same way. So let's go ahead and save them. So as you can see, it has just saved the map. So now when we do quit, we can do quit to desktop. So I should have probably quit to okay, so I'm just gonna have to end the stream here, and then I might probably continue it later, because I'm gonna